Alright, time for another video. Gotta do the Blackwings. The Blackwings. Oh, hey, Memphis. I know how much you like to do videos. How about you come over here and do some Blackwings? I bet you'd love to do that. You serious? Dude, if I play one card wrong or miss one obscure tech, all the Blackwing fanboys are gonna come out of the woodworks and maul me to death. Hell, you do this. Okay, that's a perfectly valid point. A little extreme, but also perfectly valid. Oh, hey, Spooky! Hey, Spooky! How about you, come over here and do some, YouTubing? No. Okay. Okay, I tried. Hello, everybody on YouTube. Your boy, the Memphis XL, right back at you with the 100 days of Yu-Gi-Oh! We're taking a look at 100 different decks over 100 different days. Today, everybody, we are taking a look at Blackwings, those birds of a feather that like to swarm board and make big old monsters, from the Synchro to the Xyz to the Link, all sorts of things we could be making here. So, we got ourselves a nice little deck here that's all about Blackwings and doing what Blackwings like to do, swarming, summoning, attacking, stuff like that. Full disclosure before we begin, I'm not 100% super great master of Blackwings. I know how to play Blackwings. I've played them before. I just want to let you guys know I'm not, like, perfect. Okay, so if I miss something, please don't crucify me, please. But we're going to be taking a look at some Blackwings today. We're going to be showing off the cards and the combos that we're going to be going into to make some big old monsters today. Big shout out to Mr. Eric Breeze, who asked us to take a look at some Raid Raptor and some Blackwings with Raid Raptors are going to be in there. But he asked us to take a look at some Blackwings today, and that's what we're going to do. So, real quick, the deck list and then into the duels. For our main deck today, we're playing 3 copies each of Blackwing Simoon, Blackwing Chris the Crack of the Dawn, 3 copies Blackwing Abora the Spear. We have 1 Raid Raptor Strangling Lanius, 1 copy of Blackwing Zephyros the Elite, 2 copies of Oster the Southwind, 1 Raider's Wing, 3 Gale of the Whirlwind, 1 copy of Gladius the Midnight Sun. We have Blizzard the Far North, 2 copies of Blackwing Harmattan the Dust, and 1 Orochi the Squall. We have 3 copies of Allure Darkness, 3 Wing Requital, 2 copies Lightning Storm, and a Harpy's Feather Duster, which could be a 3rd Lightning Storm if you feel like you need it. We have Monster Born and Call of the Grave, Red Phantom Knights Rank Up Magical Force. We have 3 copies of Black Whirlwind and 3 Infinite Impermanence. As for the extra deck, we have 1 copy of Raid Raptor Y-Strix, 1 copy Bull Sword Dragon. We have Raid Raptor Force Strix and Raider's Knight. 1 copy of Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon, 1 Arc Rebellion Xyz Dragon, 1 copy of Raid Raptor Arsenal Falcon and Ultimate Falcon. We have Nothung the Starlight, we have Blackwing Armor Master, 1 Blackwing Tamer Obsidian Hawk Joe, Assault Blackwing Raikiri the Rain Shower, we have 1 Beals of the Diabolic Dragons, we need a defensive monster, and we of course have 2 copies of Blackwing Fully Armored Master as our big old boss monster. As for the side deck, a lot to talk about the side. If you feel like you need a hand trap, there is a searchable one in Kalut the Moonshine, but I would recommend Dark Honest to be, well, honest, because, you know, Kalut makes your Blackwing, you know, 1,400 points stronger. However, that doesn't work on things like Black Armored Master because it's unaffected, so this is better if your opponent does make something bigger than Full Armor Master and attempts to run it over, because they just reduce your opponent's attack. So, better attack manipulation effect than Kalut, although Kalut, again, is searchable in this deck. So, whichever you feel like you need, if you feel like you need a hand trap. As well, a more powerful version of this deck, to be honest, and against like a meta deck, would be including things like Rusty Bardiche and the Silent Boots and the Fogblade and the Brigadine. I did want to run those, though, because I wanted to try something different. I played these last time I played Blackwings, and it worked pretty good. But I wanted to try some different things, more of a, closer to a pure Blackwing deck. I mean, this is more or less pure Blackwings, so that's what we wanted here today, as well as things like Break Sword, if you want to tech in a Break Sword. We have some level 3s, so that's a thing. Soul Shave Force can turn your Force Strix into a Cyber Dragon Infinity. If you feel like for some reason you need Cyber Dragon Infinity in the deck, as well as things like Ravenous Croca Dragon Archithus, which you can make using Orochi. However, some of our cards lock you into dark, so play at your own risk. It has its uses. You know, draw you some cards, let you pop things. So, do as you will. I also have another Orochi if you feel like you need another level 1 tuner that can just be summoned from the hand. Same could be said for another Harmattan, because he's a really good target for Lure of Darkness. So, that's another thing you'd be running in your deck if you felt like doing it, and yeah, that's a side deck for you. So, there's the deck we'll be using today, everybody. Now let's go ahead into Yugioh Pro, show this deck off, show you how it works, and we'll have ourselves a good old Blackwing in time. Alrighty, our first opponent, another day in another card game. We do like to go second in this deck. I was about to say first. You can go first, but second is generally better. We have our thing set up for going second, and oh ho ho ho. If I could draw into some moon, this hand would be absolutely insane. Because I have many a card that are very good for this. So, we have double of our Black Whirlwind. This is our strongest card. When I normal summon Blackwing, just search a weaker Blackwing. You know, none of them are weak, obviously, but I search one that has less attack. That helps me go into more plays. Plus, I have Gale, who can just be summoned if I have a Blackwing, other than himself on the board. So, pretty good, pretty good. So, what is this guy playing? Buster, well, oh no, is this Buster Blader? I don't care for Buster Blader. Send Destruction Sword card, then summon Buster Blader from the hand. And this is the one that lets him Fusion Summon. Neato. Oh, you got Buster Blader. I don't care for Buster Blader too much. We'll see. We'll see indeed. If he can set up the lock, I'll be in a smidge of trouble. Just a smidge, not like a huge heaping helping of trouble. Just a lot of it. So, what are you making? Verte Anaconda. Interesting. Oh, you're gonna play like, what's his name? Red Eyes Dragoon. I see. Alright, well he has the Red Eyes of Dragoon. Such is the way of things. He has Red Eyes of Dark Dragoon. So I'm gonna have to play around that a little bit. But we'll see how... Ooh. Alrighty, we'll give that a shot. So we're gonna activate Black Whirlwind. You know, like I said, I normal summon a Blackwing. I get more Blackwings. And he does have Dragoon, so I'll probably stop Simoon, sadly, but 'tis what it is. Although there is a chance that he'll stop the second Black Whirlwind. You could stop the first one, but can you stop the second one? So we're going to go ahead and use Simoon the Poisonous Wind. If you have no monsters, you can banish a Blackwing from the hand, sadly. We're going to have to banish Gale. I don't want to banish Gale. Can I banish everybody else? I kind of need Gale for things. So we're going to attempt Simoon, the Poison Wind. He'll probably negate this now. Yep. Sadness, because this would have gotten out my third copy of Black Whirlwind and given me an extra summon. Which would have been nice, but, you know, we must play through. Sometimes your opponent plays Dragoon, sometimes they don't. But damn me, that would have been very impressive. So we're going to get Gladius here. You can summon him if all you have is one Blackwing monster, so that's 6 stars. And then that's 8 stars. I don't have any of my level 4s, sadly, but we will make do. We shall make do indeed. So we're going to special summon Gladius here. Nice little Gladius boy. We use Gale's effect to have the attack of the Swordsmaster, just in case we need to stop the Swordsmaster. And let me think about this. I do have Wise Strix. Let me think about that. I get it. I cheat out a level 4 like Zephyros. Let me think about that. Does that help me? Not a lot. I kind of need Boral Sword Dragon. Oh wait, I can just go for that Boral Sword Dragon right now. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna summon out Harmattan the Dust. We don't need to change his level. Normally, if you have like a level 4, especially Ostra on the field, you change this guy's level, you make your big old boy. So what we're going to go ahead and do is make Wise Strix, using these two. Make a big old chicken. When our Wise Strix gets summoned, I can summon out another Blackwing. And we're going to go for Zephyros, the Elite, just to have him in the graveyard. So, now that we've got all that said and done, oh yeah, I can't use it as link material. That's fine. Target cards, book controls of the Blackwing cards. Okay, I can still do this. I can still do it. I got Tamer Hawk Joe. I got Obsidian Hawk Joe. Once per turn, revive a high-level Blackwing monster. See, I have redundancy built into here. See, this is why we have Joe here. He helps me make big things. So we're going to use everything. And not ideal, but, you know, I do have Boral Sword Dragon. He is a dragon, and this guy's the anti-dragon. But I have the anti-anti-dragon. So, let's go ahead into the battle phase. I'll attack into his Dark Dragoon so I can steal half its attack points. Bachow. And that ought to be game right there. Yeah, that's game right there. Okay. An unintended OTK of the Buster Blader deck. Alrighty, well, that goes to show you. Always have a plan B. Boral Sword is B for plan B. The B in plan B, it stands for Boral Sword Dragon. So, there's a duel where, you know, if we hadn't had a Dragoon on the board, I would have been so deep into Blackwing territory. Triple Black Whirlwind turn 1 with 2 normie summons. Whoo! Would have been insane. But we got to show off what one of our strategies is, just summoning Boral Sword, running things over. Let's go for Duel Number 2, though. Hopefully we get to show off more of the Blackwing side of things. We have other combos and wombos, especially around the Raid Raptors, so let's go for Duel 2. Show off some more things his deck can do. Alrighty, second opponent. Let's go and do it again. And we're going first this time, but we do have Simoon, so that's good. So long as you have Simoon, it's really better if you have Black Whirlwind already, but, you know, Simoon, you know, he'll banish my boy from my hand, but this is okay. So long as I can get Black Whirlwind and a normie summon, I am set. So we got our Simoon, the poisonous boy. And we are going to search out Oster, the Southwind. Oster is best boy. He's a nice tuner. He has many different effects. One of his more important effects is when this guy gets summoned, I can bring back a banished bird. As well, I'm just going to go ahead and search out more things. We'll go ahead and get Harmattan again. We'll go for a little bit more of the Blackwing stuff this time around. Last time was more for Boral Sword. Now we're just going to go straight into birds. So we'll Ring Requital. Just, you know, draw 2 for birds. Ooh. I'll save that for next turn, actually. I'm gonna not let him know I have this. I don't want him to know. He must not know yet. So, what we're going to go ahead and do, Gale the Whirlwind, Simoon here. And we're going to set ourselves up for some strong plays here. We're going to summon out Y-Streak. I'm always worried. I'm going to tell you. I'm always worried whenever I play Blackwings because there's some very, very... there's a lot of people who like Blackwings. Some of them like them played a certain way. I like to play my Blackwings my way. My way is however I wish. And that's what we're going to do. So we're going to make our 4 Strix here. And when he uses his special ability... We do want to ditch Zephyros. Zephyros in the grave is very important. We don't want to lose Black Whirlwind if we can help it. And we're going to go ahead, in this case... does it really matter what I get? Not especially. Not right this moment. So I'm going to go get Crisscrossing Dome. There's probably other ways I could go about it, but this will work just fine. So Y-Strix will go off. That will get me my rank up force. Alrighty, so how many Blackwings will I have in the graveyard? Not enough. Not yet, anyway. So we're going to summon out Harmattan the Dust. And he will copy out the level of the Oster the Southwind. At the moment, we are locked Dark Monsters because of Simoon. But that's fine. We're going to make our boss monster. Fully Armored Master. He's a 3-key beatstick that is unaffected by all other cards. So, all this being said and done... let me think. I'll probably do more, but I'm going to go ahead and activate Rank Up Force. I'm going to banish a few of my monsters that I don't need at the moment. And Harmattan, yep. And we're going to turn this 4 Strix into this guy, Arsenal Falcon. If Arsenal Falcon leaves the board, because I happen to have Raid Raptors as material on this thing, I can summon out Ulti Falcon. Before we do anything else, though, we're going to bounce Black Whirlwind. This will get sent to the grave, and I'll take damage because of Simoon. But if I bounce it, I only take the 400. And, let's see, I could make Raider's Knight and go for Antelian Dragon. But I literally don't need to do that. So, I can only summon Exceeds because of my rank of spell, so we'll just end our turn for now. I probably could have also made... I could have made Beals on top of this, but this will be just as well. Yeah, this will be just as well, even though the Kaiju's here to ruin my day. But 'tis what it is. Kaiju Slumber. Alrighty. So my opponent's playing... Okay, so it's probably not Crusadias. If it was Crusadias, he would have put that monster over here. Or at least my monster. So we'll get our Ulti Falcon. He, much like our late master, is unaffected by card effects. He's unaffected, and he also has a bunch of other effects. I can attach materials and make my opponent's monsters lose power. But during each of the end phases, mine and my opponent's, all of his monsters will lose 1,000 attack. And if he doesn't have any monsters, well, he'll take 1,000 bird damage. It's pretty nice. And like these face downs, I don't need to worry about because I'm unaffected by all card effects. So we should be good. Plus, I got Harpy's Feather Duster. See, this is why we run Harpy's Feather Duster along with the Lightning Storm. Lightning Storm is like going second, and you open with it, and your opponent's a back row heavy deck. Harpy's Feather Duster is good, you know, in this situation where we've got stuff, and we just need to get rid of a back row. So we'll hit him up with the Harpy's Feather Duster. So this is just like a bug deck. Titanicider. Normally, that would work. Against me, it doesn't do anything. Okay, I will give you props for the OG Mirror Force. But unfortunately for you, my young man, you are about to get hit really hard. Because you think Blackwings are good with one Whirlwind? They're twice as good with double. So we're going to go ahead and search 2 monsters. We'll get 2 monsters. So we got Chris. He's the biggest attack Blackwing in our deck. He's not the biggest Blackwing in general, but he is, he's pretty big. He's pretty beefy. So let's go ahead and get Bora. Because he's got piercing damage, which doesn't affect much, but I can just summon it from my hand. And we'll get... Gale. We'll do some snarky things. It's always fun to do some snarky things. So we'll go for Abora the Spear. And Gale the Whirlwind, the birds of the feather, flocking together. And I'm going to go ahead and have Gandharla here, because I can. And we're going to make the original Armor Master. Why not? Do something different. A little bit different. He can't be beaten in battle. I don't take damage from attacks involving him. And if I do battle something and they live, I can leave a wedge counter. And I can remove that wedge counter the next turn in order to just reduce a monster's attack to Zippo. It's pretty nice. It's a little slow. But that's just modern Yu-Gi-Oh for you. Compared to how with the era of these. Oh wait, I can't summon back Oster. That's fine. You know what? I'm just gonna go for Gale back. And he came back. So, let's go ahead and have this guy again. We'll have him twice. We'll take him by halves 2 different ways. And we're gonna go for... oh yeah, that actually works. I think. Pretty sure. Hawk Joe. I can revive a high-level winged beast. Unless, of course, this is Nibiru. Is this Nibiru on top of everything, or is it just waiting to potentially activate Titanicider? Okay, that's good. So, thanks to Hawk Joe, I can just revive a high-level monster. Hello, he's back. And, let's see here. I could steal a monster of his with Armor Master, but I legit don't need to do that. So I'm just going to go ahead and attack this guy, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be another OTK. Blackwings are brutal. They are a brutal bunch. I mean, they're based off crows. And if you didn't know, a group of crows is literally called a murder. That's a thing. That is an actual fact. So there's a clean OTK on a bug deck. Granted, you know, if he had like, you know, what was the field? Giant Ballpark. Things might have turned out a little differently for him, but he didn't have Giant Ballpark, so we okay. So there's Duel Number 2. So far, doing... I think I'm doing okay. Am I doing okay? Please tell me I'm doing okay. I think I'm doing okay. I think I'm doing great with Blackwings right now. So let's go for Duel Number 3, and maybe we'll get a little bit more back and forth, or maybe we'll get another OTK. I don't know what's going to be. So let's go for Duel Number 3 and see what the game will give us. Alrighty, our third opponent. The Blackwings are in full force today, ladies and gentlemen. So far, doing pretty damn good. Alrighty, well, I'm going first, and my opening hand is not great. Risk it for a biscuit? See how it go? Alrighty. Neither of those is a card I wanted to draw into. Sorry, strongly. Alright. We'll just end our turn for now. You know, I don't need to do anything if my opponent's just like... He's got stuff and things. He clearly wants to do some sort of combo. Kind of like the bug guy. Kind of like the bug guy who wants to just do a little bit of a combo wombo. Or, conversely, he just wants to set a monster. Acceptable. Very acceptable. Alrighty, so what do we have? Another allure. We have a lot of draw in this deck. You know, Blackwings can draw a lot. Okay, that'll actually be good. I can accept this. And I probably could have Lightning Stormed first to guarantee things, but I like to live dangerously. So we're going to go for Oster, the South Wind. And do as we do. Bring back Gale and get another monster. And I have Wing Requital. So I'm going to go ahead and get Harmattan. So, worst comes to worst, I can at least have Full Armor Master. Some people don't like to just sit on Full Armor Master. And you really shouldn't, because Kaijus are still a thing. But sometimes that's all you need. Okay. Well, clearly this deck just wants me to draw the wazoo. And Gale is apparently locked to my hand, along with Infinite Impermanence, so who am I to deny? Who am I to deny? Alright, let's go for Harmattan. And copy that level. Let me double check some math in my brain case real quick. I could do other things. I'm not locked to anything. I could go for Beals. But I really don't need to go for Beals right now. Beals is good if you know what if like your opponent's playing like a burn deck or something. Like if they're playing Trickstars, Beals is really good, but not at the moment. We're just gonna go for Full Armor Master. Keep things simple here. Simple for now, but not for later. So we're gonna set a couple set cards. We'll keep one just in case. Special summon Gale Number 3. The birds of feather will flock together indeed. And we'll attack into this. I really should... the prices are gonna probably be, like, awful. But I should look into, like, a Blackwing deck on Master Duel. I'm sure the prices are insane, but we'll see how it goes. So, yeah, he is going to have this. What does this do again? This card type, blah, blah, blah. Change this card type. Can't be destroyed by battle. Can't be destroyed by the effects of monsters of the same type. Okay. And this is an Earth-Winged Beast. So I can't make Wise Strix, and that's the only... Oh, wait, it's level... Okay, here's what we're going to do. Full Armor Master, give me your Man-Eater Bug. This is mine now. You can't have it. And I could make Raikiri... target cards of the number of other black... Yeah, sure. Let's make Raikiri the Rain Shower. Pacha. This guy, he's Synchros summoned with a Blackwing. He is now a tuner monster. And I can destroy cards equal to the number of Blackwings I control other than himself. Critius. Doom Virus Dragon Turbo. Although calling a 50-something card deck Turbo is a bit of a stretch. Pretty sure if you're playing a Doom Virus deck, it's easier to go the other way. Well, there goes my Imperms. And there goes Raikiri. Sadness, for sure. But this is why I saved one Imperm, in case of bad things. Seedion. Oh, boy. Okay, well that's it's not really a problem so much as it's kind of annoying. Let me think about this. I can just steal this thing. This is like the worst Time Lord out of all of them. Or at least it's one of the worst ones. It's just like if you're losing, get back life. We're going to use Oster's effect in the grave. I'm going to put a wedge counter on this thing. Because that's what Oster does in the grave. I can just, get a counter on this thing, and he don't have targeted protection, so I'm going to steal this. This is mine now. You can't have it back. So, let's me think here. Do I want to revive Raikiri? I kind of do. You know, Rakiri is a good boy. He will come back. And my opponent surrenders. Alright, well that's not quite an OTK. It's more of my opponent's playing a probably very creative deck. You know, this is a very interesting mishmash of cards. I don't think his deck is, like, the right size. He'd probably shave off, like, 5 or 10 cards of this deck, and it'll be a lot better. But it was an interesting, you know, I'm curious as to what Sadion was the purpose of. I'm surprised he didn't just go for Metayon or something like that, or Sadion even. Or not Sadion. Shoot. Sandion, that guy, the 4K beat stick. That would have been better here, but, you know, maybe he has something crazy planned. But unfortunately for him, Full Armor Master is fully armored to master your behind. So, wasn't going to work. So, let's go for one more duel. I think one more duel is justified. We're having a good show of it. And we've done most everything except for, like, you know, well, actually, we've shown off pretty much everything. But let's go for one more anyway, because I want to. Alrighty, our fourth and final opponent of the day. So we'll go second, and you know what? We've been doing good. I feel like I did good today. You know, do you guys agree? I do need you to tell me, because, you know, that's what comment sections are for. You gotta tell me the things I want to know. So we're up against Invoked. Alright, I got stuff to bait out his Mechaba, so that's not terrible. The big question is, what kind of Invoked is this? Because they're never just pure. There ain't enough cards in the archetype to make it pure. So, is it... okay, he doesn't care much about his extra deck. He's playing the Pot of Prosperity. I mean, granted, he cares about it enough. Obviously, he has to. He kind of has to, you know? It'd be kind of weird if he played Extravagance and banished all 3 copies of Mechaba. You know? Kind of awkward situation. Kind of a awkward conversation. Hey, brother, I know I just played this pot, and I just randomly banished all the copies of my Mechaba. Can we redo Duel 1 just because? No. No, you can't. Alrighty. Fusion Destiny. An annoying card for sure. I mean, Full Armor Master can deal with that dude. We'll see. We'll see indeed. So, yep, Alamiraj. So we're going to have to be up against the Mechaba and a Phoenix Destroyer. Not an easy thing to go up against, but we shall give it a shot. The only thing I worry about is, like, if he has any spells in his hand. If he doesn't have any spells, I should be able to out at least the Mechaba. And that would be a start. If I can just out the Mechaba would be a nice start. So we'll see. I mean, he's going to go for that Fusion Destiny. This could be a rough one. Dragoon's one thing, because, you know, the spell locks you into things and you kind of have to play Verte last. But, you know, Fusion Destiny only locks you out of, like, what was it? Dark Hero. Well, it does lock you out of stuff, too. But this just, like, sends everything to the grave and brings out the dude, and then you can just start popping things. Dang old crack-a-lack of popping things. Alright. 200 attack for every hero in the GY. That's 400 off everybody except for Full Armor Master and Raid Raptor. We'll see. A tricky business, to be sure. Alright, Simoon's not bad. Let's start with Lightning Storm to bait out things. Okay, so he does have a spell. Probably. Maybe. Or maybe he's thinking of whether to blow himself up. Which wouldn't do anything, but he could do it. You never know. You never know when people are just going to blow themselves up for no reason. I mean, granted, he did have a spell. Alright, that makes things immeasurably more difficult. We will attempt to break through. Let's go ahead for the Allure of Darkness. We got Ash on top of this, too. Got Ash Blossom, too. Invoked, man. They just love their negates. I don't know what it is. You know, it would have been nice if Phoenix Enforcer, does that stop Allure? I mean, if it does, that's fine. No, it does not. It don't stop nothing. It don't stop nothing, sir. Alright, so the Destroy Phoenix Enforcer is gone for a turn. I really would have... If this had been called by the grave, this would be over, basically, but it is not. So we'll go for Simoon, the Poisonous Wind. We're going to go ahead and banish Bora the Spear. Nope. Okay, good. So we'll get ourselves our Black Whirlwind, do our normie summon. Very good. And hope beyond hope that he does not actually have hash and he is just baiting me out with things. I think that's just his Alistair trying to activate. Fortunately, I don't think we're going to be allowing him to do so. So, let's go ahead as soon as my opponent lets me. Droll and Lock Bird. That's annoying. Let me think about that. Well, that kind of sucks. I mean, I can still do stuff around that, but not as much stuff as I would like. Although I can just synchro this into... Yeah, that'll still work. That'll still work. That will work. It's not going to be pretty by any means. I mean, I can't search no more. Dang old drolly Lockbird. A sad state of affairs, ladies and gentlemen, but we will persevere. This is why we got Gale the Whirlwind, so I can just have this thing, and that will make it a lot easier to kill. That'll make that Mechaba a lot easier to deal with if I can just have its attack points. Let's see here. If I just had enough monsters in the graveyard, but I don't. It's kind of what all the searching and the swarming does. Alright, so I got Rakiri. So if I made Rakiri, I could pop Mechaba and do more damage overall. That's probably the smart move. So here's what we're going to do. Use Oster, use Simoon, make Full Armored Master. What? What, you have the Nibiru on top of all this? I would not doubt. Ooh, I could steal his monster, but then I already have it. So that doesn't really help me. What level are you? 9? That doesn't help me at all. That don't help. That don't help at all. So, instead, we are going to go ahead. I could make some moon, though. If only Rhystrix wasn't so, well, restrictive. Okay, we're going to make Rakiri here. I think this will work, too. I think it'll work. I mean, what's he going to do? Hit me with dang old Nibiru? No? Good. Alright, let's hit him with Rakiri. Go ahead and pop the Mechaba. Touch and go at the moment. Granted, because I'm unaffected by things, the Phoenix Destroyer will not work against my fully armored master. What I'm more worried about is it working against literally everything else in the world. So, that's a thing. So let's go ahead and do some damage. Well, we'll give him the good 5,600 point tickle. It's not quite no TK, but is what it is. Alright. And I am going to save this in my hand in case I need it. Ouchie. Yeah, sadly I didn't get a chance for Zephyros. Alright. So, now things get interesting. Now he's going to bring back that guy. That guy, it'd be big. And as quick effect, blow up my stuff. So we'll see. I mean, he can pop Rakiri or my set card. Alistair, who invokes. Should probably stop the Invocator. Yeah, I can stop Invoked Boy. I can't stop him from doing the actual fusion, but I can stop him from searching. So, yeah, Phoenix Enforcer is still on the board, but again, I'm not worried about Phoenix Enforcer. Normally, he'd be pretty nasty boy, but not against Full Armor Master. My boy has a big old gun. You're gonna put a few holes in this guy. Put a few. I mean, this guy looks like he's had a few holes put in him. He's all raggedy. All raggedy, Destroyer Phoenix Man. Looks like he went through a wood chipper. Kind of like in Deadpool 2, when that guy went through the wood chipper. That's what Phoenix Enforcer looks like. He went through a wood chipper. Not a good look. So, that'll stop Alistair, who invokes. He's also going to get that counter, but that's not as important. Not as important unless this stays on the board for whatever reason, which I really doubt. Kind of doubtful that he would just leave that. One card of mine, one card of yours. And we'll see. Now my opponent's got to do some thinking. He's got to do a little bit of thinking. How many monsters do I have in the graveyard? 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 2 more to hard make my Raid Raptor on top of eating 2 level 4s. Little tricky to do that. We'll see, because, you know, there's 2 ways you can use Rank Up Magic Force. You either make Arsenal Falcon, and then get rid of Arsenal Falcon in order to get out to the Ultimate Falcon, or, if you just have a whole bunch of Darks in the grave, just hard make him. That can work. It's not ideal, but it is possible to do. Alrighty, so what you gonna do? Or what you gonna do? Or what you gonna do? This thing is gonna be really annoying to deal with. Because even beating it in battle doesn't really help. Alrighty. Cool. I can't be destroyed by stuff, my dude. Granted, yeah, here's the thing. If he attacks into a Curie now, okay, he can still pop himself, but that would be really problematic for him. He's in a bit of a spot here, you know. Full immunity is still an annoying thing to some decks, and my opponent surrenders. Why are people afraid of this guy? He's annoying to be sure, but my guy's bigger. And older, for that matter. So, you know, you should be a little bit more useful, Mr. Destroyer, man. So, there's going to be our 4th duel. I think we've shown off pretty much everything in this deck. Except for, like, Arc Rebellion Dragon. That's about the only thing I didn't get to show off. But, you know, that's a situational dude. So, let's go ahead for the end screen. We'll talk more about this deck. And what's coming up next in 100 days. Alrighty, everybody. Raid Raptors Synchro Storm. We went ahead and got 4 wins today. Very nice. Was surprised to see the Blackwings are still just as vicious a bunch of betters as they've always been. You know, people will underestimate your Blackwing deck. They think that they can stop you, but people forget Full Armor Master is fully armored for all situations. And we did get to show off most of the things in our deck. I mean, we didn't summon Nothung. He's more of an extender and a little bit of burn damage. You know, you don't make him very often, but he is a thing. He does give you an extra normal summon. That's a thing. You know, if you have enough Black Whirlwinds, that is very useful. And we never made the Arc Rebellion, which, you know, he's good if you have, like, your opponent has, like, a giant monster or something, and you want to go for, like, a giant OTK. This guy's pretty good, but we didn't need him today. Not today. Other than that, that's pretty much all the things in the deck. So we got to show off everything, and I'm happy. And if you're happy, let me know. You know, if you want it, just hit the like button. Lets me know that you enjoyed the video. Comment below if I did Blackwings good. And consider subscribing to the channel to help the channel get bigger. You know, if it tickles your fancy, if I did Blackwings good by you, give it a thought. That's all I ask. And tomorrow, for the 100 Days of Yu-Gi-Oh! On my big old sheet, we are playing some Noble Knights with some Power Tool Dragon on the side. That'll be an interesting one. So, as always, your boy Memphis is now signing out. Till next time, y'all stay safe, stay happy, and y'all have a good time. See, I told you that Blackwings weren't such a scary deck, man. You really need to stop being such a little wussy.